Now, I want to begin with a simple observation that may sound unkind, but it's actually merciful. Most actors are not struggling because we lack talent. We're struggling because we enter the labor market that we don't understand. Now, that may sound harsh, but take comfort in this. We're not unique. Every profession has people who misunderstand the rules of the game they're playing. The difference is that we tend to misunderstand the rules emotionally. And in most professions, when someone doesn't make money, they assume something practical is wrong. In acting, when someone doesn't make money, they assume something existential is wrong. Either the industry is broken, or the gatekeepers are corrupt, or most dangerously, that they themselves are unworthy. Now, that's a heavy burden to place on what is, at its core, a labor market. And labor markets, as a rule, do not care how badly you want something. Now, let me reassure you right away, nothing I'm about to say is meant to discourage you, but a great deal of it may disappoint you. The difference between discouragement and disappointment is that disappointment comes from false expectations. And remove false expectations, and the disappointment goes with them. So let's start by clarifying what kind of job acting actually is. Acting is not a normal job. It does not resemble salaried employment. It does not resemble hourly employment. It does not even resemble most freelance work. Acting is intermittent labor. Short bursts of paid work separated by long stretches of unpaid time. This alone would not be fatal if acting were scarce. It is not. Acting is one of the most oversupplied labor markets in the country. There are more qualified actors than there are roles, and more people willing to work than the industry can possibly absorb. When supply exceeds demand, wages and opportunities do not rise. Competition intensifies. This is not cruelty, it's arithmetic. What makes acting particularly destabilizing is that oversupply is paired with subjective demand. Most jobs, there's some agreement about competence, right? In acting, there is not. 10 casting directors can look at the same performance and see 10 different things. That means rejection is often meaningless, but income loss is not. This is where confusion begins. Actors often talk about pay rates as though they were the problem. They cite daily or weekly union rates and say, how can anyone live on this? The answer is simple. You're not meant to live on that rate. You're meant to live on the frequency, and the frequency isn't there. If an actor worked full-time at the union rates, they would be doing quite well, somewhere six figures, $300,000 a year. But almost no actor works that way. Most actors work a handful of days or weeks a year, scattered unpredictably across 12 months. The income problem is not that acting pays poorly per day. The problem is that it pays rarely. Raising rates does not solve this problem for most actors. It helps the small percentage who already work frequently. For everyone else, it changes very little. This is why income inequality persists even in highly unionized artistic fields. The structure, not the rate, is doing most of the work. Now, let's talk about auditions, because this is where many actors lose their footing. Just, including myself, often say, with pride or exhaustion, I auditioned 200 times this year. Now, what they usually mean is, I worked very hard. What the market hears is, you prepared for work. Preparation is not employment. Auditions are unpaid labor. They require time, emotional readiness, memorization, equipment, availability, and often money. None of this is compensated. Yet actors organize their lives around the possibility that one of these unpaid acts might convert into paid work. Now, this isn't a moral failing or anyone's part. It's simply how the market is structured. There was a Hollywood reporter roundtable, Mahershala Ali. He observed that actors spend only about 10% of their time actually working on set, and the rest of the 90% is preparing. And this is not an indictment of the industry, it's a description of it. Now, the mistake actors make is expecting invisible labor to be rewarded simply because it's exhausting. Markets don't pay for effort, they pay for outcomes. This is true in acting, and it is true everywhere else. Now, let's talk about prestige, because prestige is another place where actors misunderstand casualty. Many actors believe that prestige leads to opportunity. In practice, opportunity often leads to prestige. This is why so many stage institutions suddenly become interested in actors after they've had success in television or film. This is not hypocrisy, it's risk management. Broadway, regional theater, and major institutions are no longer primarily artistic spaces. They are commercial enterprises operating under tight margins. They do not exist to discover talent. They exist to survive financially. An actor with recognizable credits reduces uncertainty. This is what success elsewhere signals. Not artistic worth, but economic predictability. This is why Carrie Coon did not appear on Broadway until after television recognition on White Lotus. And she did not become more talented. She became less risky. Markets reward predictability far more than promise. Now let's address a common refrain. Other countries support the arts, America doesn't. This is imprecise. Governments support what they believe cannot survive without subsidy and what serves as clear public purpose. As private entertainment markets expanded, the justification for public funding weakened. Countries like Norway and Sweden do support the arts, but what they support is stability, not stardom. Their systems offer modest salaries, predictable employment, and limited upside. They do not produce large numbers of wealthy artists. Security is purchased by surrendering opportunity. And there was nothing wrong with preferring that model, but it is dishonest to want both the security of subsidy and the upside of markets. You have to choose which trade-offs you're willing to live with. Now we come to hidden costs of acting, the ones rarely acknowledged. The real costs are not on contracts. They're in housing instability, geographic disruption, emotional depletion, and identity strain. Actors uproot their lives for temporary work, sublet their apartments, miss family milestones, delay home ownership, and delay family planning, and absorb emotionally taxing material with little institutional support. The industry compensates outcomes, not endurance. That feels unfair to people who endure a great deal, but it is not unusual. Many markets work this way. This brings us to moral constraints. Every preference narrows options. Moral preferences are no exception. Actors who decline certain roles, whether for religious or ethical or personal reasons, reduce the size of their opportunity set. This is not punishment, it's arithmetic. Freedom does not eliminate trade-offs, it allows you to choose them. Expecting unchanged outcomes after narrowing your opportunities is not idealism, it's confusion. Now, let's talk about parallel income, or what many actors understood more immediately as sustainable income. In intermittent labor markets, secondary income is not failure. It is rational adaptation. No one expects investors to put all their money in one stock or farmers to plant one crop. Only actors are told that financial instability proves sincerity. Stability does not weaken artistry. Desperation does. Now, finally, let's talk about why this knowledge matters. Understanding the structure of acting labor market does not kill ambition. It replaces fantasy with strategy. Actors who understand incentives take rejection less personally, speak with less shame, and make clearer choices. When someone asks, "What have I seen you in?" the answer does not need to be defensive, and ideally be in debt. Markets do not judge your worth, they allocate resources. Confusing the two creates unnecessary suffering. Clarity does not make the path easy, but it makes it honest. And honesty, in the long run, is kinder than illusion. Thank you.
This is good, bro.
Yeah.